I'm Matthew Higgins.
I am Emily Higgins, and we have been married for 7 years.
I'll say that, not to brag, but I have been to Afghanistan. Have you ever heard of it? And she is the toughest person I have ever met.
Oh, yeah, now you're showing off.
Well, I'm just saying. One of the most difficult things we did to ourselves was get married so young.
Yeah.
I was 19 and she was 20. Cradle robber. Our first apartment was 588 square feet. It was $1,000 a month.
It was so
in
little.
San Diego, and we didn't know what we were doing with our personal finance. Well, at least I didn't. With our personal finances, and like our family readiness officer in my unit was giving out like Thanksgiving baskets, with like turkeys and like all kinds of stuff in it. And we ended up getting one. And we didn't wait till Thanksgiving because we ran out of groceries.
We were so broke.
I didn't know how to cook a turkey, so it was like still undercooked, like on the inside. We're just like peeling off all this cooked meat on the outside. Like she was pregnant with Levi, and she was like, "My body's gonna eat this baby if you don't
struggle
feed me
was
something."
real.
It's just so many silly things that like I look back and I'm like, I'm glad we did that. Like we were kids.
I would say the hardest thing that we have ever been through was his transition out of the Marine Corps. That was very, very difficult on us.
I was like running from God super hard too.
Which is crazy because like the last couple of months of us living in California, I joke around and I say that the hound of heaven was after me because quite literally I woke up every day just like unable to shake the feeling of find a church and do what you need to do. Like you have a husband and you have a son and you're supposed to be this person and you don't know how to be this person, but that's not your fault. It's you have to go to the guy who can tell you how to do that job the best way. And I fought it a long time because we were so young and because we had never made our marriage founded in Christ.
And it
was
not
almost
fit in our lives. Like
it was almost embarrassing for me to say that. Like I was kind of embarrassed of it, which now seems crazy. So I moved home before he did, just to make the transition smoother with housing and costs and everything else. So I moved home to Texas to live with my mom 3 months before he did. So we were apart for 3 months at probably one of the craziest points in our marriage. I knew that I loved him, but I knew that we weren't what we should be. And so I said, I'm going to take this 3 months and I'm going to make it be a boot camp, if you will, of getting to who I'm supposed to be. Putting myself out there as much as I can in Christ and saying, break me and make me who I'm supposed to be. Make me a wife, make me a mother, make me a woman in Christ that is ready for him when he gets here. He gets home and I'm already like, this is it. Let's start our life together. This is going to be so great. And legit, within a week of him being home, he was like, I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore.
So around the same time, she was going to church. She tried to convince me to go to church. My mom was telling me I needed to go to church. Her mom was telling me I needed to go to church. And at one point I was just like, I'll go if everybody would just shut up. And so I tried to play it cool and run the clock out. And
he would literally...
I was like, well, we got to find the right church.
Yeah.
And then we went to like 30 churches because I didn't want anybody to recognize me or start trying to ask me to get involved in anything. But what's crazy though, and like this was like the first piece of evidence for me that like God was actually calling me, was that any church we stepped foot into, like he could have been talking about Jonah getting swallowed by the whale, but as soon as my foot touched the carpet, they were talking about marriage.
You know what's so beautiful though is, like I said, one of the first interactions, even being at the Dove, was Presley and Gail's marriage. and they were getting married. And I remember sitting there.
We talked about it.
Yeah, I remember sitting there next to him just being so sad. Here I am watching these people start their life in God, and it was so beautiful.
And that's not how he
so
did it.
Stupid. It was just so beautiful to see like God be the center of their union.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like, I'm sitting next to a man who doesn't want to do this, you know? And I wanted to do it so badly. And it was just such a beautiful thing to see, like, how it's supposed to be and how it was supposed to start.
But that night, when we were there.
That night, yeah, we're outside. And, like, I didn't say anything specific to him. I was sad about it. But, like, and he saw me cry. But that night, he was like, I want to do this. Like, let's give it a shot. Let's do it.
That part of my life is what brought me to Christ, you know? And so I don't know, man, like, I wouldn't be where I'm at spiritually today, 4 years later. I mean, I got baptized at the Dove, you know? Like, I got saved sitting in those chairs, you know? Like, it's weird. But, like, that wouldn't have happened. No, I'm kidding. That wouldn't have happened if I hadn't just completely tried to throw it all away, you know? It wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for this marriage. Marriage is definitely hard.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.